Welcome back to Let's Make a Game, a channel about making computer role-playing games using the free program Twine and the SugarCube format for Twine. In this video, I would like to talk about another website which I think could be a useful source for free art for your games. The website is rarehistoricalphotos.com. I will include a link to it in the description of this video. The contents of the website are exactly what you'd expect from the title. It's a series of blog posts, each of which has at least a couple of photos from some period in history. It is mostly categorized by place, so if you're interested in Asian look, for example, you could look in the Japan section, or the China section, or the Southeast Asia section, and so on. Many of the photos are useful for fantasy. Some of them, of course, will be also useful for historical settings, depending on which historical setting you want. What I'd like to do with the rest of this video is just go through a few that I've found that I thought were quite striking and interesting. I haven't explored this website very extensively, but I've already found a few good photos. So the first one I wanted to show you, this photo is from Tibet, and it's a dancer dressed as a sort of skeleton. I think you could use that in two ways. You could use it as a sort of monster or demon or god or something, or you could use it as what it is, a person in a costume. Most of the entries have more photos than this one, at least in my experience. This one only has two photos. It has the single figure and then the group of them. But they're both I think, very striking. The next set I'd like to show you is a group of dancers from North Africa. You could use them as character photos. This one's a bit unfortunate in that she's smoking a cigarette, but which seems a bit sort of modern and non-fantasy. But that's not true of most of them. They're quite sort of striking costumes. Actually, there's another cigarette one, unfortunately. As you can see, this one's got a lot more photos in it than the first one. And they could be just about any female character, really. They could be thieves or nobles or just sort of people in the street. They could be character avatars. As you can see, some of the photos on here are colour, some are black and white. The quality is a little bit varied, but they would be mostly useful, at least for small pictures, like you might use them as character icons, for example. And finally, this is described as vintage photos of female samurai warriors. I think that some of these photos are actually of actors portraying samurai, but of course it doesn't matter for the purposes that we would be using them for. Women of the samurai class in Japan did actually carry swords, so that's historically true, but some of these seem to be actors portraying samurai. Perhaps women playing male roles, I'm not sure, but as I say, it doesn't really matter. Again, that's a quite interesting looking character, I think. And I think that's the end of it. Let's have a look. No, sorry. There's a couple more to go. There's also an article, of course, but I'm skimming past the article because I'm assuming that the interest will mainly be in the pictures. Alright, so that's the end. And then there's a link to basically male samurai in colorized black and white photos. So that's about all I have to say about that. I will leave it there for now. I hope that was useful or interesting to at least some of you, and I hope you will tune in next time.